set. Bedford keeps the basketball. Toscano drills a three. Surrounded, and there's the steal by Doherty. Doherty to the 10, yes! Backdoor, O'Connell! O'Neal ready to fire. Three-pointer up and in. Brown is there for Bedford. Up ahead to Soden. Deep three up and in. There by the senior. Bike now the other way. Wants to go to the hole. Count it in. The foul. 6 rebounds from the guard spot. Three-pointer. Soden's got the stroke. Ellis going to soar in for the rebound. Up the floor to O'Neal for 2. Bedford, they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush. Is going to throw it down in traffic. Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Bedford. Nick and Astis, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance, the quarterfinal round of the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament. Trinity and Bedford. It's a rematch of last year's quarterfinal. This time the seeds are reversed. Bedford is the top overall seed at 17-1, the lone team in Division I to earn a first round bye. Trinity, after being the top seed a year ago, the number 8 seed in this year's tournament. They're fresh off a big win Wednesday night in the preliminary round, 79-51 over Portsmouth. That, of course, on the heels of an 11-7 regular season. This is also the third meeting between these two teams. They met officially back on December the 20th, just the second game of the regular season for both squads. That was a 68-62 Bulldog victory in this gym. And then during the Christmas tournament, these teams met up again. This time the Pioneers captured a 4-point win, 64-60. So, as they say, third time pays for all. Here we are in the rubber match, a trip to the semifinals on the line.
Well, you have to be concerned a little bit about Bedford and their recent injuries that they've had, and the fact that Trinity's been playing very well down the stretch. They also have a ton of experience. They've won the title already, and if I'm Bedford, though, I kind of want to get a little revenge for the Christmas tournament loss, because I'm sure Bedford had high hopes of winning the tournament. Everybody likes to win that, even though it's, we know it's a scrimmage. We know it's just for, working on your stuff, as we say. But you're going to have to find a way tonight to contain Tyler Bike a little bit. And if Soden is playing better or feeling better and his injury has gone away and he feels good, then that's going to be a bang-bang scoring kind of competition going back and forth, I think.
Bedford seeing the floor for the first time in over a week. As you mentioned, had time to get one of their better players closer to 100%. That's the junior Luke Soden, who has been one of the best pure scorers in the state, regardless of division. Of course, they're still short-handed, most likely, tonight. Brady O'Connell, a game-time decision. The 5'11 sophomore injured his knee earlier this month, but is on the floor warming up and does have a knee brace on the injured leg. So we'll see about Brady O'Connell. We know his cousin Aiden will be in the lineup tonight for Bedford. The former Goffstown Grizzly is a 6'2 senior who just recently celebrated the 1,000th career point milestone. So the Bulldogs, we know, have plenty of firepower. You mentioned Bike on the other side, one of the veterans from last year's championship squad. His classmate, the junior Devon Ellis, good on both ends of the floor, as we know as well.
Yeah, really good rebounder. Does a bunch of little things really well. Nothing like outstanding. He's not going to come out and get 30, right? But he's going to get you 10 points. He's going to get you 6 or 7 rebounds. He's going to get 4 or 5 assists. He's going to get a couple steals. He's going to dive on the floor. So you have to have a guy like that. Bedford has a lot of guys that like to score. Like Aiden O'Connell kind of does both. He'll dive on the floor. He'll rebound. He'll get after. He's sort of that rugged, hard-playing, almost football player-like guy that you want on your team that can also score, does some finesse things, well. And then as we watch the warm-ups, and you talked about, Brady O'Connell, he's not moving well, so if he does play, I'd be completely shocked. He wouldn't benefit them. They play fast, right? So we want to see both teams tend to play fast, and so it should be a fun up-and-down kind of game, but you got, like you said, Trinity's 1-2 punch is playing really well right now. It's going to be a packed house here as well. They call it the doghouse here
at Bedford High School. Supporters for both teams continuing to flood the gym. When we come back, starting lineups, national anthem, and then game time at the bottom of the hour. A trip to the semifinals on the line between Bedford and Trinity here in the quarterfinals. You are watching the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
Well, there it is, the national anthem here at Bedford High School, signifying that we are ready to go in this quarterfinal round. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. The 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance. Trinity, the defending champ, under head coach Keith Bike. A back and forth really first half of the season. The team seemingly got better as the year went on. Ended on a 2-game win streak. Blue Doors Wednesday night at home in the win over Portsmouth, and arrive overall at 12-7. Bedford 17-1, the top seed after closing out their regular season campaign with 13 straight. They have not taken the floor in 9 days. They were given Wednesday night off, the only team to earn the bye in round number 1.
Sometimes that poses a bit of a problem at the very beginning of the game. You feel rusty. You've had too many practices, plus vacation week.
We'll see. It won't affect Soden on the game's first layup as the junior goes right to the rack. Left-hand finish, and it's a 2-0 Bulldog lead just seconds into the game. Pioneers going to face this man-to-man here. They've got, let's see, 2 juniors, 1 senior, 1 sophomore, and 1 freshman, and that's the freshman there. That's Kevin Doherty, able to collect the pass up in the air, finish for the alley-oop 2. It's 2-2.
Doherty, a very confident freshman, and he's become more confident as we've gone along this year.
3-pointer, Soden. Too strong. Rebound off the back iron, collected by Bike. He's going to fire in transition, and that rattles around and in for Trinity's first lead.
An early 3 for Bike. Usually he finds his teammates, passes the ball around, doesn't take that many shots this early.
Toscano trying to even the game. Up and in. It's Sean Toscano, the senior, able to stretch the floor and tie this game at 5. Meanwhile, there's Connor Herman with a nice bank shot.
Got to get a hand up outside those 3-point shooters, right? Got to get a hand up. You can't just keep your hand down and hope they miss.
Offensive foul. Aiden O'Connell called for the push-off. It's the first foul either way, and it comes with just over a minute gone by. So we get under the look there. The defender was Ellis, who hit the floor. And they say leaner a little bit. Daryl Robichaud down there on the baseline, one of 3 officials. Bruce Fielding, William Dapkus blowing the whistles tonight as well. Pioneers the basketball, a 7-5 lead. They've opened up pretty well from the floor here against this man-to-man.
Oh, absolutely. 2 high post players, so they're trying to use a lot of backdoor cuts. You see that? Back picks and cuts to try and get layups. Oh, you got to finish those.
Bike went right to the rim, but the iron betrays him. Bedford the other way. Bedoyan inside out. Toscano trying to stay hot and will.
Here it is again, wide open. Nobody had a hand up.
Quickly the other way. Doherty down the floor. Off-balance layup. 2 more off the glass. It's his second field goal already.
Acrobatic shot, and we get a little pressure in the full court by Trinity.
The defender is Sean O'Neill, the sophomore, who hails from nearby West Manchester. Meanwhile, in the lane, Brown had it poked out. Soden a second try. Double team, leans in, and scores on the low block.
Used his size, used some strength on that. Very confident player. We know he's going to put up some shots.
He's got 4 points already. Puts his team back out in front 10-9. With just over 2 minutes gone by here, opening frame. Bedford going to stay in a man-to-man. Bike wants a one-on-one against Brown. Inside out. Herman ready to fire. 3-pointer is too strong. Soden has his second rebound near side for the Bulldogs.
Going to have to make those, right? You're going to have to win those kickouts. You're going to have to make them.
Is fouled, and that's going to be Aiden O'Connell's second here early on.
That is huge right now for Bedford. He's going to have to take a seat right now. Only with 2.5 minutes played, he has 2 fouls.
That's going to force head coach Frank Moreno to go to the bench, and he will respond by bringing on senior Dylan Lafferty, a 6-foot forward. So Lafferty called into action here early. O'Connell at the head of the Bedford bench after collecting his second and committing the game's first turnover either way. Meanwhile, Ellis gets the step, and the junior's got the wraparound finish.
He has to be more aggressive, too, today, I think, especially right now with O'Connell out, and he doesn't have that kind of strong defender on him. He needs to attack the basket and try and get baskets that they need.
Bedoyan blocked by Ellis. A jump ball called in the lane. Another good heads-up defensive play there.
Great block, and fortuitous for them because they get the ball.
3-year starter. Of course, instrumental during that postseason run a year ago that brought the Pioneers the championship. Now Coach Bike is going to head to the bench for the first time. He pulls his lone senior off the floor as Connor Herman will sit for the first time. And we get a look at the long sophomore, Jaden Summers, who can play inside and out. He's on the far side wing here. Pioneers go inside. Ellis sees that one roll off the rim. Lafferty has got his first rebound. for Bedford.
Still aggressive, continue to be aggressive. I like the substitution as well. I like the fact that you have Jaden Summers in there. He's long, he can shoot, he rebounds well.
Lafferty, good pivot, but can't finish in the lane, and Summers has the rebound for Trinity. Pioneers getting the start they were hoping for. A 1-point lead here as we move towards the midway point first quarter, and Bike is going to draw a foul here on the floor.
Yeah, that's what he does, right? He attacks the basket, he gets fouls, he shoots a million free throws, and he makes free throws, right? So we have two teams that shoot free throws pretty well, too.
Yeah, very well. Bike going to head to the line. First trip to the stripe either way. Nearly 4 minutes into the contest.
Then we have 3 officials again tonight. So this is what I thought every playoff game was. We're only in the second round. So the other night I was a bit confused why we only had 2.
Yeah.
But there is 3 tonight, and yeah, it's only the second round. So
I think it's 3 from here on out. Meanwhile, Bike, quick word with his teammates on the lane, ready to fire. He goes 2 for 2. He's fresh off a 25-point performance in the victory over Portsmouth. He's got his team out in front 13-10. Nearing the midway point, first quarter, Bedford looking for a response. Trinity's fans, they've made the trip from Manchester. They're stationed behind the visitor bench and they're on their feet. Meanwhile, here's a 3. Now on a back iron miss. Pretty good look there for Austin Kazajansky, who just came on. The junior could not find the stroke from the wing. Meanwhile, Bike, drive and kick. It ends up with Summers. Near side wing 3 is off target. Rattles out to Toscano, and Bedford
steals.
He's going to turn it over. Herman, who just came back on the floor, forces the second Bulldog giveaway. Pioneers a second try. Doherty in attack mode. The freshman has got it and the foul.
Man, he's confident. Man, he is confident. Wow.
Already his third field goal, a chance for one more.
That was an impressive move to the basket.
Now a 5-point lead on the board for Trinity.
If you scout them, I don't know if if they haven't seen him play recently, he's playing much different than he played in the beginning of the year.
Cracked the starting lineup about midway through the regular season and has really come on. Had 13 points at halftime the other night against the Clippers. Well, here he is. Brady O'Connell is going to give it a go. The sophomore onto the floor for the first time since we saw him injure his right knee a few weeks back. Into the game for the first time here with less than 4 minutes remaining. Free throw for Doherty is no good, but Summers has the offensive rebound. Bike going to fire a deep 3 off the front iron, off the back iron, and then in the hole.
Shooter's touch.
His second from downtown. He's got 8 points, and Trinity's got an 8-point lead here.
Now let's just see, is Bedford right now going to have to play 5-on-4, or will Brady O'Connell help him out?
We'll see how healthy the youngster is. As a foul, meanwhile, on the floor. It's going to be Trinity's first team foul.
I think it was on Bike.
After the first 4 whistles went against Bedford. They are going to hit Bike with his first. Meanwhile, Aiden O'Connell back onto the floor as Coach Moreno decides to roll the dice a bit. He brings his star forward back onto the floor despite the 2 personal fouls. He's going to give his classmate, senior Sean Toscano, a rest here.
That's a bold move with 2 fouls for him. You need him in the game. If he gets 1 more foul, he can't play for the rest of the half.
Coming up at 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Bedford trying to end a 7-0 run with an interior pass that's poked away. Up the floor, Summers never quite had the bounce pass, recovers. Bike ready to shoot. 3-pointer inside out. Ball bounces out of bounds near corner and back over to Bedford.
A lot of 3s so far being shot, right? Both teams shoot a lot of 3s anyway.
Here's O'Connell. Guarded here by Derek Aurelia. Freshman who just came on the floor for the Pioneers. Good hedge by Summers. O'Connell looks for room on the baseline. Wraparound to his cousin, broken up by Ellis, and it's last touched by Aiden O'Connell.
Good defense. Brady O'Connell moving a little slowly.
Meanwhile, timeout Bedford. Coach Moreno wants to talk it over. Pioneers in the midst of a 7-0 run. They have an 18-10 lead here out of the gate on the road. Our broadcast brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. Get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising, the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done where you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now with 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast, Visit NHIPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. And finally, by Spectrum Monthly, powerful local advertising solutions. Find out more at SpectrumMonthly.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you from Bedford High School. The Pioneers looking for an upset on the road here. With an 18-10 lead, they've scored the last 7 points, and they're going to face a zone here for the first time as Bedford switches to a 2-3 look coming out of the timeout. Aurelia is going to go off the glass.
Great footwork on that, against the zone, the 2-3 zone, which Bedford doesn't play that often, but
Another steal in the lane as the interior pass was tipped. Herman ends up with it. It's the fourth Bulldog giveaway. Trinity looking to continue the run. They've scored the last 9. They lead by 10. As we hit the 2-minute mark here, first quarter.
Now, if you want Bedford to play you man, you can just stand out there and hold the ball. You don't even have to play. Just make them come out and get you. Make Brady O'Connell right now play defense is what I would do. I'd go at him, and I'd make him play defense.
Bike for 3. Well, he's
down.
Locked and loaded. The junior, his third already from downtown. He's in double figures with 11. 23-10. O'Connell, a teardrop, has the answer.
Right over the top of the outstretched hand of the big fella.
Able to do it with the left. So good with either hand. Tough to tell which one he prefers. Got that one over the top of the defender. So Bedford, they finally end the run. They still trail, though, by 11, 23-12, with now a minute 20 remaining. Coach Moreno hunched over at the top of the bench trying to direct this defense. Trinity, as you mentioned, in no hurry here. Now Pike is going to fire a deep 3 and knock down another.
And you know why he did that? Because that was a heat check. He's feeling it, and he figured he might as well take the shot. They backed off. Deep zone, though. You don't really go out that far, but right now you have to. Against him now, you got to make him drive. He's hitting everything.
4 made threes already to go with a couple of free throws. Meanwhile, that layup won't go for Brady O'Connell. Summers, his third rebound already off the bench for the Pioneers. Aurelia ready to fire. Three-pointer, too strong from the corner. Ellis, offensive rebound. Back out Bike. Another 3. Up
Bango!
and
Bango! Timeout! You need a timeout.
And a quick answer the other way. That's Soden. His first bucket since the opening tip. And now a foul here is going to go against the Bulldogs, and that's got the home crowd upset.
That was a foul. He doesn't, the way you maneuver your body, though, when you bring the ball up, right? O'Connell can't move right now. You can't move. He's going to foul him, and Bike is smart. Bike is smart. He's going to draw the foul. So you better find a way to guard him. I know the home team wants fouls, but Trinity doesn't foul that often. And we've seen this. They do not foul that often.
Brady O'Connell is first. And now with 25 seconds, Pioneers with the basketball. A 14-point lead. Tyler Bike has been scorching hot. Bedford trying to deny him the basketball. Ellis just going to hand it to him now with 15 seconds. Got a one-on-one with Lafferty. Looks at the clock. We're down to 10. He's going to put it on the deck. Goes left hand right at Lafferty. Aurelia with the catch. Now it's Ellis trying to stay on his feet. Back to Aurelia, down to 4 seconds. Pass tip stolen. Aiden O'Connell at midcourt. Up to Soden trying to beat the buzzer. Got a finger roll. And we'll end the first quarter on a high note for the home team. They're back within 12 at 29-17. However, the first 8 minutes belong to the road team as Trinity putting up a big effort here in a do-or-die spot. Tyler Bike with 17 points in the first quarter. Back for more in just a moment. You are watching the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I quarterfinals right here on Friday Night Lights in New Hampshire. It's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, the Bedford Bulldogs, the #1 seed in this 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I tournament. They ended the regular season with 13 straight wins. And after 9 days off, they take the floor for the first time in this postseason in the quarterfinal round, and they've got work to do. They trail by a dozen as we begin this second quarter here at the Doghouse. Nick and Astis, Justin Gorham with you from Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're presented by Beals Insurance. Luke Soden for three. He's got that out of the corner. And here comes Bedford now. They've scored 5 straight, trailed by as many as 14 there at the end of the first quarter. But now again, back-to-back buckets. They're within 9 at 29-20.
You got to guard Soden too. You can't, if you're going to go for that steal like Mike just did, you got to get it. You can't go and then disappear out of the play. He just got called for a second foul down the other end as well. And it wasn't a foul. He played great defense, got right in front and stayed in front. It was great defense.
Herman, second try, it rolls around the rim. It's going to end up, though, with Trinity as it goes off the right hand of Luke Soden.
And there's Summers bouncing around inside, right? That length is paying off right now, too.
He's played well, 3 rebounds in limited minutes off the bench in that first quarter for Coach Pike. Pioneers, they arrive via a 79-51 win Wednesday night over Portsmouth. Their 3rd in a row overall. Went 11-7 in the regular season to earn the 8th seed. Bedford, as we mentioned, 17-1. O'Neal off balance, won't get it. Soden has it, wants to push. At the rim, Brown is blocked, and a foul is called against Summers.
Great block. Great block. Had his hand up high. Blocked the shot. That's a good block. Even if we look at it again, I think I'm going to hopefully be proved right.
A little bit of body and maybe that off arm.
Offense jumped forward though. He jumped straight up. It was a good block.
So Brown will shoot 2. Good take by the senior. Free throw is no good. Bedford did not shoot a free throw in that first quarter.
Rare for them. That is rare. They didn't really attack the basket as much as they normally do though.
Only 2 free throws the other way for Trinity.
We had O'Connell in foul trouble, right? Aiden O'Connell was in foul trouble. He usually goes to the basket quite a bit and gets free throws.
This one is off the back iron. It ends up with Mike, his 3rd rebound.
They're a team that makes free throws too. Those are rare misses for them.
Pioneers looking for their first points of this second quarter. And as I mentioned, led by as many as 14 in the final seconds of that first quarter. It's round 3 between these two teams. Bedford won on this floor back in December. Trinity paid them back a couple of days later with an exhibition win in the Christmas tournament. Meanwhile, Ellis gets a friendly roll on the road for his second field goal. Toscano's 3 is too strong. Bike, his 4th rebound for Trinity. Pulls up for 3 in traffic. Too strong, back iron. Herman, offensive rebound. And it's back out here for O'Neal. Another try for the Pioneers. Summers off the bounce pass. Fires a 3 and knocks it down in the corner.
That's right. He brings you that. He gives you rebounds. He makes the occasional 3.
And all of a sudden, 5 unanswered again by the Pioneers to push the lead back to 14. That's got the Trinity fans awake over on the far side of the floor chanting defense, but a whistle here is going to be given against the defense. The foul, it's the 4th team foul against the Pioneers with 2 minutes now gone by in this second quarter.
Big substitutions. You take out O'Connell right now. You know he has 2 fouls, but you've gotten smaller, not as strong right now. I don't want to see, though, Tyler Bike just continue to play 1-on-5 either. Right now he's a little bit hyped up. He's playing well.
Came out on fire, but has cooled a little bit here in this second quarter. 17 points, including 5 made threes for the junior in that first quarter. Toscano lost it off his leg. Ellis, Johnny on the spot for Trinity. O'Neal to the hole. Scoop shot, no, but a foul as he's raked across the face. And will shoot 2.
Yeah, the last one, O'Neal went to the basket and kind of threw up a wild shot, tried to force it because he hadn't been involved much in the offense. But that was a good take to the basket that time. And, they fouled him. He stuck his arm way out, too. So, guys tend to reach out and go for it.
It's also 6 team fouls now against Bedford. Toscano picks up his first. O'Neal's first trip to the line. He knocks it down.
It's kind of funny, though. You start hearing chanting, begging from the crowd for fouls on the Trinity, Trinity or Bedford fans begging for fouls. And all of a sudden, what is it? It's 6-4. A minute ago, it was, they had 1 foul. So you wonder sometimes. Referees hear that stuff.
O'Neal 2 for 2. Bedford whistled for the first 4 fouls of the game back in that first quarter. 2-for-2 trip for O'Neal. The lead's 16 now for the first time at 36-20.
That's a big lead right now. They don't seem to be letting up at all.
A little bit of pressure here. Aurelia going to give Brown all he can handle. And now the Bulldogs look to fan it out. Trinity in a man-to-man. That's been the look so far in this first half. So to try to power his way to the rim is going to draw a foul. Left the shot a little bit short on the bank attempt, but hit on the wrist. And the junior will head to the stripe for the first time.
Dunker, right, in the game, he's a Bedford kid, right? So he knows most of these guys, probably played with them all through school and maybe expected to play with them here. Changed his mind, who knows? But he did a nice job defensively there until the last second. He brought his hand down across. He went from straight up to hand down. Hand comes down like that past, 90? You're going to get a foul every time.
Soden does such a good job forcing the action as well. As you highlighted, he's made a living at the line this year, and he makes the most of his first trip tonight. A 2-for-2 trip. He's got a team high 11, the only Bulldog in double figures. 3 minutes gone by, second quarter. A 14-point lead on the board for Trinity. They've led most of the way, trying to get to their third consecutive Final Four. Aurelia looks for a screen. And now it's Bike. We're going to go around. Brown pulls up, switches hands. He gets another friendly roll.
You know, you got to go at, and I think they tried to draw that foul right there on Aiden O'Connell on that screen. He probably did push him down. I thought he fouled him.
Soden, elbow pull up. Silky.
They know he has 2 fouls. The officials know. They're not going to call like ticky-tack stuff, but I'd go at O'Connell. If I was Trinity, I'd go at him and go at him and go at him, get him off the floor.
Defensively, he's matched up with the freshman Kevin Doherty. Bike steps on the gas, but runs out of room. Left it off the side of the iron. Up the floor, Bedford. O'Connell into the lane. They try to draw the charge, and they do.
That was ticky-tack. That was not a foul. He flopped. He did.
The Bedford crowd upset.
He flopped. What a play.
So that's got everybody upset.
Yeah, they did. That gets him 3 fouls, though, Nick, right? We just said, why did I say go at him? But look what happens. He flopped, and they got the call. That was a gift. That was a gift
Coach
from
Moreno
the church.
Is not a happy camper, as you can see, continuing to argue at midcourt. Meanwhile, we have a timeout on the floor called by Trinity as Coach Bike looks to gather up his squad here at the midway point, second quarter. Bedford in a little bit of trouble here.
A little bit. Yeah,
an unfamiliar spot after, of course, they really blew doors most of the season, at least the second half, with double-digit victory after double-digit victory to the tune of 13 straight. Unfamiliar territory here, down 14 at home.
Very much so, and now he has to play a totally different game. You're probably going to have to take O'Connell out, and then the second half he's going to have to, he can't really defend like he normally does. He can't attack the basket. When you have 3 fouls called on you, you play, all of a sudden your game changes. You're scared to touch anybody. You back off all the time. If somebody goes at you, what do? You get out of the way, right? Offensively, you don't want to put your head down and just go. And they're going to,
You're going to leave him on the floor?
Oh no, why would you do that? There's 4 minutes left. There's a half a quarter left. And they're going to run their 2-2-1, right? He's in the back.
Yep.
So what do you do in the back? You're the guy that stops and jumps up and tries to, to stop a layup.
Well, Coach Moreno going to trust his senior here and leave the veteran on the floor despite the 3 fouls. Meanwhile, good pressure here from Bedford. Trinity just going to get it over the midcourt line and avoid the violation. Meanwhile, Dunker ready to fire. Has got the touch. That's the 3. First 3 off the bench for the sophomore.
He's played in this gym quite a bit, so he's probably very familiar with it. Not a problem for him.
3-pointer for Soden, trying to match, can't get it, but Brown keeps it alive for Bedford. And then a bank attempt on the weak side is going to lead to free throws as Aiden O'Connell was hit. That'll be the 6th or 7th team foul here against Trinity. If it's number 7, then both teams would be in the bonus.
I think it's 6, but I'm not sure.
I'm going to give it to Doherty, the personal, is first, and you're right, that is team foul number 6, so Trinity now up against the limit. Meanwhile, a rare free throw miss from Aiden O'Connell, one of their better free throw shooters. It's his first trip to the line. Meanwhile, Dunker.
That should have been on Dunker. That foul was on Dunker.
Well,
if we looked at the replay, he was the guy guarding him. He hit him.
Well, they're going to give it to Doherty. Dunker is going to head to the bench and have a quick word with Coach Bike. Meanwhile, this free throw is no good. Bike's got his 5th rebound as he snatches it off the front iron. And the Pioneers now ready to set up their set here. A 17-point lead as we come up on 3 minutes to go in this first half. Doherty looks for the step and draws a foul on the floor. It's going to go against Toscano, and that is his 2nd.
Foul trouble has been big here, and double bonus is fast approaching, right? So it's 1-1 now. We're shooting free throws.
Should be.
Yeah, shooting free throws right now.
Team foul number 8. So a 1-1 coming for Kevin Doherty. Strong first quarter with 6.
Good first quarter. Early, too. He got good baskets really early. Cool off a little bit. Hasn't done a lot since, but that's because Tyler Bike was on fire.
Meanwhile, Coach Moreno shuffles the cards. Lafferty off the floor. Kazajanski on. And Bike is going to get his first rest on the Pioneer sideline.
That's just a rest break. I'm thinking 1 minute tops, maybe up and down. Boom, you put him back in.
Doherty cashes in on the first.
Get the free throws here, so you get about a minute or maybe 35 seconds or more for the free throws. Get him a drink, get him back in. I mean, it's 19. If he makes his free throw, it's 19 points.
In and out.
Oh, he jinxed him.
It's tipped and last touch by Ellis. It'll be Bedford ball.
Well, I jinxed him.
You did.
Yo, fans are going crazy. Begging and getting angry.
First miss at the line, by the way, for Trinity, as they're collectively 5 of 6. Bulldog basketball, they're down to 18. Coming up with 3 minutes to go until halftime. To the hole, Kazajanski. No, that's Brown. A whistle and a foul. Strong take by the senior, hit on the right arm.
Smaller man on him. He saw that he had, he's bigger than the guy that was guarding him. He figured he'd take it to the basket. I mean, wasn't much there, but.
That's a freshman trying to guard a senior.
Little foul, not much. He's got to make the layup.
Foul on Aurelia, his first. And that does put Trinity over the limit. Meanwhile, Brown having a difficult time at the line. He's now 0 for 3. The senior taking a deep breath. And you were right, Justin. Bike, a very short rest, is already back on the floor for Trinity.
It equated to 10 seconds. It was 3:20 when they took him out.
Yep. At the beginning of the 1-1. So a good sub by his father, Coach Keith Bike. Free throw up and in. So Brown, a 1 for 2 trip, gets his name in the scorer's book. Bedford back within 17. Bulldogs going to come with the zone press. O'Neal in some trouble. His head coach calls a timeout from right behind him.
That's where you don't want the ball to go. If you get it there quick, you got to step through the trap. The middle's still going to be open in their press. They do a good job trapping early, and they have someone just standing in the middle, right? That's where the ball needs to go, in the middle or the sideline, right? Middle or sideline, but you can't allow yourself to get trapped when you get the ball there. And they kind of caught it in the right place, but.
Yeah, Coach Bike right there, all over it. Uses his second timeout of this first half. His team has done a good job here on the road controlling the basketball. Only 2 turnovers unofficially so far in this first half. Bedford on the other side with 5 giveaways.
Yeah, and they're approaching almost a 20-point lead. They come down if they hit a 3. It's a 20-point lead at halftime already. That's with guys in foul trouble. It's a really hard amount of points to overcome in the second half. You got to work really hard to get that down.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Moreno would like to see this gap a little more manageable over the next 3 or so minutes. We'll see where they are at halftime, but right now Trinity's got their largest lead of 17 still on the board, but a travel here coming out of the timeout as Aurelia drags the pivot foot. It's just, as I mentioned, the 3rd turnover of this first half against the Pioneers.
Well, there was no travel there. Didn't see that one. Pivot foot stayed on the ground. So thank you, Wizard. That was a good replay. Made that call up.
Yeah, he dragged it a little bit.
Did he? You think he did?
Yeah.
No.
Meanwhile, Bedford trying to cash in with a backdoor pass. Inside out, around the horn. 3-pointer Lafferty, up and in. Good ball movement there and a good stroke by the senior forward. His first points off the bench, and Bedford is back within 14.
They need that. They need those guys who don't play all the time, reserves, to make plays like that.
Meanwhile, handoff. Ellis able to hang on through contact, and now Trinity going to pull it back out with Bike.
He sees it now. Trinity, he's going to go. He's going to take him on that one.
Now for Aurelia, and he does the same thing, trying to jump stop, or stop suddenly, I should say. Drags the pivot foot And now back-to-back giveaways. You can see there that right foot moves a little bit. They're calling it tight here.
Man.
So Bedford's defense forces the turnover.
Got a jump stop on 2 feet, though. You can't jump stop like that either. Jump stop on 2 feet hard.
Chance to get back within 12 for the first time since the start of the quarter. Inside, that's good for Soden. Soden, the leaner, starting to build up another impressive first half here with 15 points.
Now, if you get it down below 10, you feel great. If you're Bedford going in the locker room at halftime, you feel fantastic.
They've scored 5 straight. Trinity looking for an answer. Bike, gonna give it to him. His 6th from downtown in this first half.
Man alive.
He's got 20. And here's Ellis with a steal, his 2nd of this first half. To the hole. No, but a foul. Lafferty trying to track him down, going to commit the foul at the rim. And Ellis is going to head to the free throw line for the first time here with 1:28 to go in the second quarter.
That was a good foul. Didn't let him make the basket. Kind of poked it away, too. They've been calling all of those little reaches now and stuff, too. I'm surprised they didn't call that.
Yeah, Ellis, very quick hands, as we've seen. They had 4 steals the other night in the win over Portsmouth. 2 in this first half unofficially. A couple of buckets offensively. Misses his first free throw attempt of the night. One more coming. Coach Bike, again, going to pull his son off the floor. Going to take the freshman Aurelia off as well. That leaves the 5 in red for Trinity: O'Neal, Ellis, Herman, Summers, and Doherty. Ellis, an 0 for 2 trip. Kazajanski the rebound. And now Bedford a chance to cut into this 15-point gap.
Right now, Soden's got a huge mismatch inside. They haven't seen it.
Ellis jumps the passing lane. Another steal for the junior, but he can't convert on the other end.
Wow, just missed the last couple free throws and that layup.
It's a good defensive play to force the miss. Meanwhile, Soden able to cash in the 3 on the other end.
What could have been 17 all of a sudden now is what, 12? You got to make those. You have got to make those wide open lay-ins.
Ellis, now 45 seconds to go. The pull-up is going to be waved off. Offensive foul. They say he pushed off.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Ellis not happy. Coach Bike not pleased either.
It's a great offensive play. The defender wasn't even straight up. He was turned sideways. He didn't even...
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
No, that's not a foul.
45-33, Bulldogs.
Not a foul.
Chance to get it down to 10, maybe single digits here on this trip. They want it in his hands. Soden been the primary option in this first half. He's going to look for the 15-footer. It won't go. Ellis trying to keep it alive, throws it away. Kazajanski and the foul.
Yeah, that referee has called about 2 or 3 fouls that I'm calling phantom, but
contact there.
Can't turn the ball over. You can't turn the ball over on those.
Yeah, Summers and Ellis not quite on the same page, and Kazajanski able to take advantage. Got Ellis in the air and maybe a little contact in the head area on the way down.
Maybe's a good word, Nick.
That's
Maybe's
a double word. Good double pump in midair there by the athletic junior Kazajanski, and he's got the right hand free throw, but it won't go down. Back iron miss. Rebound to Herman. Trinity going to slow it down here as the Pioneers play for the final shot. With 20 seconds, they've got a 10-point lead on the board. They've led by as many as 17 here in this first half. Bike, he's got it in his hands where he's most comfortable. Down to 10 seconds. Wants a one-on-one. Here comes the double team. They force him to give it up. Into the corner for Herman. Again avoids the double team. O'Neal, Herman down to 3 seconds. Lost it off his foot. 3/4 court heave from Soden is off target, and that will do it for the first half. The Trinity Pioneers looking for the upset on the road. Led by as many as 17. Bedford, a good response there at the end of the second quarter to cut it to 10, but still a double-digit edge for the challengers at halftime, 45-35.
Much better than 20, though, or 17 or 16, so 10 is doable. You know, you do have some foul issues you have to worry about, foul trouble, but 10 is perfectly doable. And Trinity's having a really hard time with those end-of-the-quarter plays. Right now, they're turning the ball over. They're not getting shots. Mike shouldn't even take the ball out of his hands, really. Almost like you pass the ball, give it right back to him, and attack from the middle at the top. When they're trying to attack from those wings, they keep getting trapped. So they've had 2 turnovers that Bedford has capitalized on. That one they didn't make a basket there, but they didn't score, right?
Well, overall, I think Coach Bike pretty pleased with where they are. 45 points on the road. His son Tyler, the junior, lit up the gym with 17 points in the first quarter. And by my count now, he is up to 22 at halftime. So right now, Trinity trying to do the unthinkable here on the road and knock out the top seed. Halfway home, so far so good for Coach Bite. Coming up in just a moment, we'll break down that first half, stats, highlights, analysis, and a look around the tournament as well. A busy weekend, scores coming in hot and heavy. We'll get to all of that in just a moment. You are watching our quarterfinal coverage of the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is? No, what? We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school varsity and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
Halftime here in Bedford. Trinity leading the top-seeded Bulldogs by a score of 45-35 here in the quarterfinal round of the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament. Nick and Astis, Justin Gorham with you from Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We're presented by Beals Insurance. Bedford, the top seed, seeing action for the first time in well over a week. They were given the bye. The only team to earn a first-round bye, did not play on Wednesday, and they came out tonight for the first time in 9 days. Trinity, meanwhile, they closed out the regular season with 2 straight wins. They took care of Portsmouth without a problem Wednesday night, 79-51, and they came in here confident.
They did.
Seemingly.
They came out hot, too.
As they came out, as you mentioned, red hot from the get-go. Tyler Bike, the junior, 22 points in that first half. 17 of them came in the first quarter. 15 of them came from downtown.
Man, that's a lot. He was feeling it.
As the great ones do. They play their best when it matters most. Trinity trying to get to their 3rd straight Final Four. And, of course, ultimately, the big goal to try and repeat as Division I champions. And right now, on their way to perhaps doing the unthinkable. Beating Bedford 2 out of 3 times, handing the Bulldogs just their 2nd official loss of the campaign. But as we know, it's still 16 minutes of regulation ahead. This one far from over.
And 10 points is a very doable lead from which to come back. So if I'm Trinity, I went in the locker room going, oh man, we had them up by we had them by 18, right? And we really didn't put the pedal down and get it up to 20, 25 when we were feeling it. We were moving the ball well. We did things right. You know, we weren't turning the ball over, and all of a sudden they turn it over a couple times, and then what happens? It's a 10-point lead. And Bedford, on the other hand, goes in the locker room going, hey, fellas, we were down 18, now it's 10. This is a game. Now we have to just get a couple stops, make a couple easy baskets. Don't foul. Stop fouling, play defense with your feet in the second half. These guys obviously are calling everything, but they're calling it at weird times. It's almost like they're letting the fans dictate when they decide to call fouls. At one point, we saw, Trinity hadn't fouled at all. They don't foul much. And all of a sudden, it's like the crowd goes nuts. And what do? All of a sudden, the calls are starting to even out. So you don't want to see that. And I hate to be talking about officials. I think officials work hard, and they do. It's a very difficult game to officiate. It is the hardest game to officiate. But you want to be consistent as well. All I want to see is consistency. I don't want to see back and forth, changing things around because you hear fans. I want consistent officiating. And I know the veteran of the group who's standing here, Robichaud, closer to us, he's very consistent and he's very good. I don't know the other two very well. But second half, let's go.
All right, Pioneers, they're going to have the basketball as the teams switch ends. Trinity set to work right to left in this second half. Starting five's back on the floor. Bulldogs had foul trouble in that first half, with Aiden O'Connell picking up his 3rd early in the second quarter. He's back on the floor. Sean Toscano has 2, and Luke Soden has 2. So foul trouble, something to watch as we move forward throughout this second half. Pioneers led by as many as 18 early in that second quarter. They trailed very briefly the game's first couple of minutes, but that is it. And they are in no hurry here.
We're in a box-and-one situation here. They're not really lined up like a box-and-one, but we got a box-and-one on Tyler Bike in this case.
Brown is the defender. Inside out, O'Neal ready to fire. Straightaway 3 won't fall for the sophomore.
I love the strategy, Nick. Box-and-one. Box-and-one is you take him out.
Quick layup the other way. Aiden O'Connell trying to get his offensive game on track. In and out of the lineup in that first half. Only 2 points for the former Goffstown Grizzly. So he doubles his total quickly. And he's got Bedford back within single digits for the first time in a long time, 45-37. Bedford ended the first half on a 5-0 run.
They don't know. I don't even know if Trinity really recognizes what they're doing yet. Hopefully they do.
Try to get Brown, or get Bike rather the ball, but Brown is on him. And now a one-on-one between the two. Herman for Doherty. Pioneer showing patience, back to Bike.
But look, to see where we're at, it's a zone, like a 2-2 zone, or sometimes they show a 1-3 zone.
O'Neal for 3, high arcer, up and in.
Other guys now have to step up, but Trinity can step out. You attack this by, you screen you screen whoever is guarding Bike. You screen and let him use that screen, right?
See if they can get him the ball. Meanwhile, Aiden O'Connell is called for a travel as he collides with Ellis.
Oh, they could have called a foul, but they didn't. They know he has three fouls. They're not going to call, guys for flopping or anything, but that was a foul. He kind of got away with one.
Ellis tried to draw the charge. He hit the deck. Meanwhile, pressure from Bedford. That Bulldog press so good all year. They're going to try and force some turnovers here in the third quarter. They're going to fall back now. Pioneers did a good job in that first half with the basketball. They took care of it by and large. Only 6 giveaways unofficially. Bedford on the other side with 7. Meanwhile, here's Bike against Brown. It's been a fun matchup to watch. Herman for Ellis, open on the baseline. The junior puts it on the deck, goes to the hole and scores with the right hand.
If you're going to run a box and 1 or a 13 and 1 or whatever you want to call it, if you're going to run that, oh, wow.
That's a reach in here on Bike.
He caught him. He turned around. He caught him on the backside, so it didn't look like too much. Didn't see much there, but
had his hand in and got caught with it in the cookie jar, so to speak. As we see there, reached in with the left and commits his second foul. It's the first team foul either way here in this third quarter with now over 2 minutes gone by. Bedford down 13. Aiden O'Connell, 15-footer. Can't get it from the free throw line. Ellis, his 4th rebound for Trinity.
Now here's where you kind of go screen whoever he is guarding. He's going to try and attack anyway.
And Bike draws the foul. Help defender comes over, and a little bit of contact there in midair. It's going to send the junior back to the free throw line where he's been perfect.
So yeah, they switched it up. I think they went man and once in there, and they try to stay in the box and 1. But you just have to go screen for him or run back picks, find ways to get him open. Or other guys just have to make shots, too. They're playing a 1-3 zone occasionally, too. So if it's a 1-3 zone, you got guys open all over the place at the top. Usually it's a 2-2 zone, right? And you go out and put your hands up. The middle is just open. So you can attack the middle against this, and you set screens for Bike so that he gets open. You got to set screens for him. Even Bike, on the ball screen.
He's just joining us. Came in on fire. 17 points in the first quarter. And now 7 cents, including that 2-for-2 trip there to push his team's lead back to 15 at 52-37. Toscano, a strong finish here in the lane. He had 6 in the first half, his first 2 cents. Bulldog pressure. Trinity goes long. Doherty keeps it in. O'Neal fires a 3. Too strong. It's poked out, and Soden wants to run. Bulldogs have numbers. Soden, 2 big steps and a finish off the window. Soden at 21 in that first half. He's got now a team-high 23. Another 1-2-2 press from Bedford. Ellis across the floor. Doherty in the corner has a 3-pointer.
That's what I want to see. I want to see Doherty get the ball and attack O'Connell.
He's in double figures with 10. Meanwhile, Aiden O'Connell, count it, and the foul. Goes right at Connor Herman. Scores with the left hand and a chance for one more. We saw that time and time again throughout the season.
It's a good move, but he also fouled him. They're not going to call it. Everybody knows he has 3 fouls, so they're going to try and let him play. He hit him hard. He moved his feet a little bit too. I don't think he got there all the way, but it was very close.
Pretty deep there, almost under the rim as well.
That imaginary half circle that they should paint here too, so that the officials can see it. It really does help when you can see that, because they're told you don't call those when they're that deep. You just don't.
Right.
It's not fair.
O'Connell, 3-point play. And now the Bedford press forces a steal. O'Connell over to Toscano. The 3 won't go. Offensive rebound is too strong there for Thomas Braga. The junior just checked in, but now a foul here comes
Ellis, I think,
on the rebound attempt. Yep, against Trinity's Ellis. That's going to be the team's second. And it comes nearly midway through this third quarter. Team's third foul, excuse me.
Almost looked like he put his hand on his shoulder and pushed himself off because he got way up.
It's the second, by the way. No, the third on Ellis. So he's really the lone pioneer in foul trouble at this point.
That's okay, though. Summers is in. That's a good play.
O'Connell, count that and the foul.
Now they're getting every call, and right now Trinity, the other hands, that looks straight up. So
Coach Bike not happy at midcourt.
I'm kind of with Coach Bike. I'd be on his side right now. We can look, though. We could be totally wrong. Hands, where are they? Hands are straight up on that one, too. That wasn't bad defense. What are you going to do, though? you can't keep punishing the defense either. I don't think. They work hard. The guys are working hard to stay in front.
Right. Free throw is good.
Now it's 4-1 going the other way.
And this one tipped out of bounds by the Bulldogs. It'll stay with Trinity. Bedford with an 8 at 55-47. The closest they've been since the first minute of the second quarter. Coach Moreno pacing that home sideline. There's Coach Bike on the visitor bench. A quick word with official Daryl Robichaud. Pioneers go up the sideline with the pass to break up the press, or did I speak too soon? Soden looking for the steal. Tips it away from Aurelia, goes to the hole, can't get it over the shoulder. And then a jump ball is called as both Aiden O'Connell and Aurelia
That's insane.
are tied up here. And nobody's happy here. Fans of both teams raining the officials with boos here.
Come on, man. Come on, man. That's he went right and crushed him over the top.
O'Connell goes at Herman, and a foul is coming against the defender.
Yeah, he's not getting that one. He jumped up and put his chest out there. He's not getting that one. They're doing whatever they can. He probably right now, he has been fouled 4 times, and he is fouled 3 times, and they're just not calling it right now. This is crazy. It's crazy funny, though, Nick. Come on.
Well, as you said earlier, very tough game to officiate.
It is. No, it is. But
and these 3 guys doing as good of a job, I think, as you can in this kind of a circumstance. He's got that one as well. Meanwhile, O'Connell is 3 for 3 at the line in this third quarter.
But watch. I guarantee you it's going to change in a minute. It's 5-1. Right? 5-1. Robichaud saw that. He went and looked. He's talked to Bike. It's going to change in a minute. There'll be a couple fouls going the other way.
I'm sure Coach Bike brought that to his attention.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Tyler Bike.
There's one right there.
Navigate the press. No, he's not. He lost it from behind. Up the floor to Soden in attack mode. He's got 2 more over the shoulder. All of a sudden, the Bedford crowd on their feet. It's a 4-point game again, and a foul coming here against the defense.
See, you call one. Bike got hit over here, and they didn't call it, and they call that little one there. So,
well, Coach Moreno trying to fire up the home crowd.
You're in trouble. Coach can't be firing up the whole crowd. Come on now.
He's having fun with it.
What is that?
He's having fun with it. He wears his emotions on his sleeve, and his players follow his lead.
Surprised they didn't call that kid travel again. Because 2 times did the same thing he's done 3 or 4 times.
Bike one-on-one against Braga to his right, leaves it near side. Herman back up for Summers, going to swing it for Aurelia.
They don't need to force anything though. Right now they're down or up. They're up 4, but they're not playing very well right now. They're like kind of in a state of confusion.
Look out. Going to be a foul here as Toscano left his feet. Came down on top of Summers.
Summers almost like avoided the foul. Did you see that? Almost missed it. Like avoided him entirely. Watch, here it is. Look.
Tried to get out of the way there. And a foul is going to go for the 3rd time against Toscano. That is the 2nd team foul here against Bedford. And now we've got a timeout on the floor here with just over 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Bedford on the comeback trail within 4. At 55-51. Our broadcast is brought to you by Beals Insurance. Locations in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance gets you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising, the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. By New Hampshire iPhone Repair. It's done while you wait, and it's backed by their lifetime warranty. Now it's 6 locations in southern New Hampshire and on the seacoast. Visit NHIPhoneRepair.com. By the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. And finally, by Spectrum Monthly, powerful local advertising solutions. Find out more at SpectrumMonthly.com. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. From a packed house here in Bedford. They call it the Doghouse, and it's been a spirited quarterfinal so far. Trinity led by as many as 18 back in the second quarter, led by their all-state point guard, junior Tyler Bike, had 22 points in the first half. Bedford able to cut the gap at halftime, back down to 10, thanks to the junior Luke Soden's 21-point first half effort. And after Trinity pushed the lead a moment ago back to 15, Bedford has responded with a run of their own. And it's now a 4-point difference with just over 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. Trinity has led most of the way, looking for breathing room here, still out in front, 55-51.
Yeah, they're in a straight man now, so they've gone away from the box and one.
Meanwhile, a travel here as Ellis lost his footing.
Usually when you pass that before you fall down, you kind of can get away with that occasionally, but the fans, this game is heavily in you get a lot of guys that are from Bedford that go to Trinity too. You get some of that, and they go to BG, so it's kind of fun. It's a really fun atmosphere because you kind of love when fans are yelling and screaming at begging for calls. Coaches are raising their hands, trying to get the crowd motivated, which is hilarious.
So trying to lean in there with a scooper, can't get it. Ball on the ground in the paint, and a jump ball is called.
Yeah, right there were 2 or 3 fouls that they didn't call. It's like they're Nick, if we look at this, it's 5-3, right? So are they going to cut back on
I think
fouls?
so. I think they might swallow them here.
Yeah, let's look. Let's take a see if it changes a little bit, because they got away with a couple bumps and pushes and grabs right there, and there was no call.
A jump ball. Trinity will have possession as a result here with 2.5 now remaining third quarter. Again, the Bulldogs will set up the full court pressure.
There he is. See, that's what you want to do. They did exactly what you're supposed to do. Bike went to the middle like he's supposed to.
Soden able to poke it loose. Goes up and scores off the glass. Luke Soden now with 25 points. Trinity with 10 giveaways. 4 of those in this third quarter. Bedford is back within 2. Bulldogs break the press. Or rather, the Pioneers break the Bulldog press and pull it back out here as Bike takes a breath. He's got the sophomore Bedoyan on him.
The momentum has shifted quite a bit because right now Trinity's having a hard time with the press and they can't find any offense. Right now there's no offense. If he's not scoring, if Bike isn't scoring, there's no offense right now. Nothing.
Bike trying to force one, can't get it. Lost his footing again. Kazajanski trying to power out. Junior down the lane, lost it, goes back up, too strong. Doherty joins the fray, and ultimately Summers ends up with the rebound for Trinity.
I like to see Bedford do something offensively instead of whoever gets it just goes one-on-one too. I want to see him do something, move the ball around, something.
They're slashing right now for sure. Meanwhile, Bike going to slash himself and end up with a whistle at the rim.
Right, so Bedford takes their time and runs some offense, right? Soden's the guy you got to get the ball to. Soden or O'Connell have to have the ball. You can't have guys get the ball on the steal and dribble the length of the floor and just throw up shots, right? So you want to move the ball around because when they do that and they attack that way, they're better. They're much better that way.
O'Connell's really come on in this third quarter as Bike knocks down his 5th free throw of the game. Aiden O'Connell with 10 points, 10 of his 12 coming in this third quarter. 4 of those have come at the line, and as you mentioned, Soden 21 points to pace Bedford in that first half. The junior has pushed his point total up to 25 now with 1:29 to go in this third quarter.
I'm not even taking him out. I'm calling timeouts. I'm resting those guys timeout-wise.
Yeah.
I'm going to use my timeouts. I'm saving 1 or 2 for the end, but I'm using my timeouts for that.
Stars on the floor, perhaps, from this point out.
Have to. He's out now, so how long is he now? He's tired because he plays a lot.
Braga into the lane, slapped across the wrist. Will shoot too. The junior did not play in that first half, but he's played well over the last few minutes here in this third quarter.
I like him.
And he's got a chance for his first points of the game.
We saw him the other night, and he surprised us, right? When we saw him play, I like him. He should. I feel like he should be in the game more. And I don't know why he's not. But
it's a good problem for Coach Moreno to have, right? There's a lot of talented kids on this roster, and only so many minutes to go around. But Braga has made the most of his opportunity tonight as he converts his first free throw attempt of the game.
He's essentially playing 7 with Braga being 8. 8, and it's a short 8 to get from him, but he's playing 7 guys.
Ellis' 5th rebound for Trinity. 1 for 2 trip from Braga. Pioneers lead is 3, 57-54 as we hit 1 minute remaining in this third quarter. O'Neal going to skip it and now pull it back out. They want it in Bike's hands and they get it to him. Got the one-on-one against Braga. They clear it out. Crossover dribble to his left. Blocked from behind by Braga, out of bounds.
And if we look at that, the Wizard shows us that. Almost looked like he got grabbed and thrown down. Oh man! Did he get him on the arm a little bit? Maybe. It was a closer shot.
It's like a big block by Braga.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know about that one.
And a rough landing for Bike.
But that's it. That's what he does.
Coach Bike Coach Bike is still looking for a whistle. Skip pass, 3 for O'Neal, up and in. That's a big 3.
That's a huge 3.
Sean O'Neal, his
enormous
second
3
from downtown in this third quarter. He's got 8 points. That doubles the lead from 3 to 6. Meanwhile, O'Connell is going to shave 2 off the Trinity lead with a banker there.
They got to stop flopping. Every time Aiden O'Connell goes to the basket, they're flopping. They've got to stop flopping. Last shot. Last shot at 10. See, now if Bike keeps the ball in his hands this time, you're going to get a better shot, I hope, right?
Let's see what happens.
They've
10
got to
seconds.
come up and screen, right?
He's got
Come up and screen.
Braga on him. He calls for the ball screen. Lafferty off the switch, and a foul here as a reach-in is called at midcourt.
And a free throw, and he's shooting 1-1 right now. That's 1-1. No, I'm sorry, it's not. Right, you're right. Wrong way. My fault. Wrong way.
Team foul number 5. Against Bedford. Trinity is up against the limit with 6.
Yes, you're absolutely right. My fault.
That comes here with 3.8 seconds remaining, so the Pioneers still with time to get one more shot up here. A 4-point lead on the board, 60-56. Doherty is the inbounder. They get it to Bike. Bike leans into the defender, pushes one up at the rim, won't get it. Summers won't get it off. They're going to wave that off.
Yeah, Tyler leaned in, but he got hit. He got smushed. He leaned in a little bit, but they've been calling that all night, and they didn't call that right there. So, like you said, swallowing the whistle, right?
Yeah, Coach Bike still pleading at midcourt.
All right, fourth
quarter on the way. Trinity looking for the upset. They've led most of the way. Will they pull it off, or does Bedford come back on their home floor to earn a semifinal bid? We begin to find out next. You are watching quarterfinal coverage of the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Tournament right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. It's in conjunction with the NFHS Network, and it's presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, what a game we've seen so far. 3 quarters in the books here from Bedford. We've got a 4-point game. Trinity, the number 8 seed, looking to advance to their 3rd straight Final Four. The defending champs have led most of the night, including by as many as 18 back in the second quarter. Bedford, after trailing by 10 at the break, they're back within 4. They've got the basketball here and trying to complete the comeback. They went 17-1, finished as the division's top seed after a very successful regular season. It's their first game action in 9 nights, and this kid has been sensational as usual. The junior Luke Soden, 21 points in that first half. He now has, 25 in the game and a chance to add to his total, but more importantly, make this a one-possession difference again.
Rare free throw miss. We didn't even say anything about free throws that he missed.
No.
This game, whoever wins this game, Nick, and I'm getting fired up too, I can feel it. Whoever wins this game has earned the win.
Yeah.
You're not going to give it away unless something crazy happens at the end, and somebody makes a last-second shot. You have earned the victory. Oh, no, you've earned the win.
So, a rare 0 for 2 trip.
Doesn't miss free throws.
No. Meanwhile, Summers has been off the glass, or on the glass, more often than not tonight for Trinity, a team-high 7 rebounds. Meanwhile, this one is kicked.
That's no kick. That's an unintentional kick. He just bounced it off his foot. What I don't get, though, is why, if I'm Bedford, I got Soden is being guarded by O'Neal. I would attack him. Give him the ball. I'd attack him. He's got
a size advantage, yeah.
Size and
Ellis.
experience.
Oh, that's a good play off the baseline inbound. A bounce pass on time and on target leads to a layup. Ellis now with 8 points, and his team is up 6. Ellis defensively gets on the floor. Aiden O'Connell is ruled out of bounds, and Trinity's going to have the basketball.
I'm surprised. I thought the ref was going to go over and say he called timeout, but he did not.
That's the
Yeah, I would attack that.
That's just the second turnover of the second half for Bedford.
And see, now they're doing what they normally do, right? They're keeping the ball where they're supposed to, not turning the ball over.
Yep.
Getting
Pioneers,
the ball.
You got a 6-point lead. Looking to make it a 3-possession difference. Minute gone by, fourth quarter. Bedford in a man-to-man. Bike trying to go at Brown. Skip pass O'Neal into the lane. Extra pass frees up Doherty in the corner. 3 won't go for the freshman.
Follow your shot.
Kazajansky the rebound. Kazajansky coast to coast. Skips it off the window. They wave it off. Offensive foul.
That was a good call. I'm going to give him that one. He didn't hit him straight on, but he was there early. He was there early, right? And Nick, when you look at the replay, he's not all the way. He hits him sideways. He tried to Euro it, and he was there. That's a good play.
I think that's a good call as well.
Look at that, right there. Good play. Got bumped, went down.
Has a knack for drawing the charge. He draws one there to get his team the basketball. So Trinity's 6-point lead stays on the board. Pioneers, though, turn it over as Bedford's press comes up with a big theft. Braga the interception. And now Aiden O'Connell finds Kazajansky in the corner, and Bedford's going to reset here. Aiden O'Connell in attack mode goes at O'Neal, count it, and the foul.
Saw the mismatch, right? O'Neal in the game. Right now, O'Neal is too small. And I hate to say that. You don't want to be that guy. He's too small to be in the game. Bedford has too many big guys.
Well, certainly he's giving up
size.
6 or 7 inches.
Easily.
Right, probably a few.
And weight.
Couple dozen pounds as well to Aiden O'Connell, who is a bull by any means. He'd go on the men's league and get 12, 13 a night.
Oh, yeah.
No problem.
Oh, yeah, but the men would foul the crap out of him. You know that. They wouldn't let, he's going to get baskets, but they're going to foul the crap out of him.
He's going to make you pay at the line where he's been perfect.
Yes.
How about 5 of 5 in the second half?
Oh,
Ellis turns it over on the baseline. Couldn't tiptoe his way and stay in bounds.
Bike should not have passed the ball back. Bike had it. He was getting doubled, so he throws it back, got knocked out of his hand a little bit. Wasn't a good.
Yeah, and then Ellis in a tough spot there, could not keep it alive. So 12 turnovers now for Trinity. Bedford gets high with a 3. Soden is going to square the game at 62.
Now 0-0 game. 0-0 game. Who handles the ball better in the end? Who doesn't turn it over? Turnovers are going to cause this game to go one way or another, as they always do.
Ellis coast to coast has the answer. A beautiful wraparound shot there by the junior, and an immediate timeout comes from Coach Bike to try and douse a little bit of water on this flame here and take the home crowd out of it.
Great. But you know what? O'Connell didn't do anything on that play because he doesn't want to get his fourth foul, like we talked about. You see that?
Yeah.
He just went coast to coast, laid it up. Nobody touched him. They're worried about fouls because the game is being weirdly called. Fouls, a lot of fouls in groups. So we got fouls here.
Right.
We have no fouls. We got fouls here, no fouls.
As we saw in the first half, both teams trying to navigate the foul trouble situation. Coach Bike, I think, has done a good job with that, as he saw Ellis pick up his third earlier in this second half. He stayed out of that fourth foul's way, so to speak. And then on the other side, Coach Moreno, I think, has done a good job as well. He had Aiden O'Connell pick up his third way back about midway through the second quarter, and he's been able to stay on the floor by and large. So both teams have had difficulties at times tonight, but their main stars still on the floor here with just over 6 minutes remaining in regulation. Trinity's got a 2-point lead of 64-62.
Full court pressure by Trinity, just a little bit, maybe make them struggle a little bit to get the ball before or call a timeout.
Brown having trouble getting it in, finally does. Kazajansky back to Brown. Brown had it slapped loose from behind. Bike with the steal. He's wide open. 3-pointer. Too strong. Aiden O'Connell the rebound the other way for Bedford.
Got to attack the basket. He had O'Connell underneath the basket.
Aiden O'Connell into the lane. Leaner. No. Second try. Yes! And the foul.
Oh, he's tough. He gets after it. He keeps playing. He doesn't give up. He just keeps going.
Goes over the top of everybody. And his monster second half continues. He was contained in that first half. Only had 2 points at halftime, as we mentioned.
Foul trouble, too.
Dealing with foul trouble. And, well, he's come on now with 17 here in this second half.
You got to figure out, you got to find someone that's going to guard. I think Ellis needs to guard him and try and, he's the only guy that's got enough body to compete with him right now. And Ellis is
just picked up his fourth.
Oh, that foul was on him, wasn't it?
So he's
going to take him out.
He's going to come out of the game here with 4 fouls. And we'll see how long Coach Bike is going to leave his 3-year starter sidelined. He's going to come with the sophomore, the Bedford native, Evan Dunker, who has played sparingly so far tonight.
Hit a big three, right? Hit a big three,
yep.
And defensively he did okay, not too bad.
He's ready to shoot here in the corner. Instead, he puts it on the deck, skips it to O'Neal, steps into an elbow, Jay. Sophomore follows his own miss.
Take your time.
Bike splits the defenders and draws a foul, I think, on the floor.
Yep.
Either way, it's going to be 2 shots. It's double bonus time. That's team foul number 10 against the Bulldogs.
So now, yeah, double bonus anyway. That's huge. Double bonus is huge. They're down 1. He shoots free throws really well. As a team, I think they shoot well.
Yeah, collectively, these are 2 of the better free throw shooting teams, I would think, in Division I, if not the state.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, by the way, our team lost. Holy Family. Holy Family lost to Woodsville in the final. I couldn't believe it. I saw it on Twitter and I got, oh no, our team, how did our team lose?
Well, congratulations to Woodsville.
Yes, absolutely.
Holy Family gave us one to remember with 3 buzzer beaters from the same player.
Oh, it's incredible.
Earlier this week. Meanwhile, Bike is going to knock down 2 for 2. That's a big trip. He scored all of his second half points, 6 of them at the line.
Look at that matchup right there.
Trinity
take advantage.
Trinity by 1. Soden leaves it in the lane. Lafferty, no, Brown lost it on the way up. O'Neal comes up with a steal, and a foul is called against Brown. That's here in the backcourt.
Again, he's out. Brown's done. Brown is done. He's got 5.
That's
Brown
5,
is done.
and that's a big blow for Coach Moreno. He's been one of their better on-the-ball defenders all year. He's guarded Tyler Bike most of the way tonight, and now he's going to have to sit over the final 5 minutes and 19 seconds.
Here you go, Kazajanski, because he's long. I get, maybe that's who he's going to go with now. But he can, you got 2 other guys you can put in. But hey, I was going to say too, if you haven't hit subscribe, fans, right now, if you have not hit subscribe yet, hit it now because this game is great. You got to hit subscribe. We need people. I won't beg. I'll beg for subscribes. You know that. Subscriptions, there it is. I'll beg for that.
O'Neal's free throw is good.
This is a fantastic game.
It has. It's been a fun one to call. And we've been spoiled as of late, as we said.
You kid? Yeah, that
saw double overtime earlier this week in the Division IV semifinals. The tail end of the regular season. West and Souhegan went to overtime. And dare I say, we may be in store for one more. We'll see. Trinity's lead is now 68-65.
They've managed to hang on.
O'Connell. Nope, foul first. They're going to say on the floor here against the Pioneers.
See, they're almost in double bonus as well. So that's 8, I think. You know what though? There was an upset too that we didn't even talk about. We didn't even talk about it yet. Your alma mater was upset.
Well, we'll get to those scores after the game.
That was a while ago, and I was shocked. They were ahead by 4 going into the 4th quarter. I'll tell you all about it. Yeah.
Free throw up and in. O'Connell, his big second half continues. He stays perfect at the line since halftime and is now 7 of 7. One more for the southpaw. Up and in.
Yeah, almost went with Fritz Weatherby there. I'll tell you the story. I did that for a second there.
68-67, a 1-point game. Bedford continuing to press. O'Neal into the front court with a bounce pass for Summers. Back to O'Neal. And Trinity's going to pull it back out. Bike, a deep 3. Back iron miss. Summers trying to keep it alive. Does so. His 8th rebound.
Huge rebound by Summers. That's my guy. Do you see that? He went up so high and rebounded that ball.
Elevated for that one. Meanwhile, O'Neal for 3. Too strong. Dunker, offensive rebound. Dunker back up. Travel first. He shuffled the feet.
He slid. Now you got a little jawing back and forth. Dunker and O'Connell going back and forth. Dunker got away with a huge shove on Toscano. Thank you, Wizard.
Both head coaches lobbying the officials. So Trinity going to stay on top by 1 as we near the midway point of this 4th quarter. Bedford trying to regain the lead, and they will. Aiden O'Connell in the lane. Going to bull his way for 2 more. Meanwhile, Trinity breaks the press. Summers open in the corner. 3-pointer is off the backboard. Rebound, Aiden O'Connell. Bedford trying to push Soden into the lane. Off balance. Counted in the foul. Luke Soden. Despite the contact, able to finish with the right hand, and now a chance for a 4-point lead.
Their biggest lead of the game, right? This will be it, right? A 4-point lead will be Bedford's biggest lead.
They led by 2 in the first couple of minutes of the contest. Have trailed really ever since.
Didn't get there.
A little bit of movement on the contact. That's 4 on Bike. And now 8 team fouls against Trinity.
Should be 9. They just put one up there. It should be 9.
Soden knocks down the free throw.
Right now, I got to say, that like we talk always about momentum, we said it earlier, it's shifted now, and Trinity's in trouble. You've got to be able to stand up to this hard push that they're making. Fans are against you primarily.
To a long pass intercepted by Toscano at midcourt. Bedford a 4-point lead in the basketball as we hit the 4-minute mark.
They've got to figure out a way to handle the press.
Bike pokes it away from Soden. He's got the steal and the layup.
No, he'll keep him in the game best he can, no doubt about it.
Bike continuing to push his point total up. 30 for Bike, 31 for Soden. The Stars are out tonight here in this quarterfinal round. The winner moves on to the semis.
Yeah.
3-pointer for Soden.
Oh, that's big. That is big.
34 points now as he drills one from straight away. And Bedford's lead is 5, their largest lead of the contest. 3.5 to go. Ellis. Summers for 3. You bet.
They needed that confidence. He likes that corner shot. He likes the corner shot.
His second from downtown. He doubles his point total.
Now here we have a good matchup. We got a great matchup up top. Look at the matchup. 4 fouls to 3.
2-point game as we hit the 3-minute mark. Trinity's fans chanting defense. Bedford in no hurry, no shot clock as we know. Bulldogs free to take their time. Aiden O'Connell into the lane, stops. Has Braga on the wing. Braga, left-hand dribble, jump shot, up and in.
That's my guy. That's my guy. Comes from nowhere. That's my guy.
The junior with 2. And a big 2 here for Bedford with 2:43 to go as they push the lead up to 6 at 77-73. It's been a great comeback here for the top-seeded Bulldogs. They trailed by as many as 18 about midway through the second quarter. Trimmed the gap to 10 at the end of that second quarter. And now,
wow,
for the first time, lead by 4, 77-73. And it's been a
I'm out of breath.
fun one to call for sure. Again, semifinal trip on the line. The winner will get the winner of South and BG in the 4-5 game. That game is going on right now. We'll take a look at that score coming up after this one is finished. Of course, earlier today, Nashua North survived a scare from Exeter. Titans move on, 58-55. They are now in their second consecutive Division I semifinal.
And they're missing their best player. We talked about that before. Their best player's gone. They're managing to hang in. They didn't score a lot of points, though. 54 for them.
58-55.
58 is not a lot of points for them. But Exeter does. Oh, he's such a good coach. They play good defense. Their kids play hard. They're all smart. They play together, for so long.
So Exeter, despite a good effort today, they bow out in the quarterfinal round for the second straight year. So Pinkerton, the 2 seed, they're playing Wyndham in action as well. So all those scores coming up. But again, the winner here looking to be the second team to advance to the semifinals following Nashua North's win earlier. All right, Trinity going to pull it back out. They're down by 4 with 2.5 to go. Ellis in attack mode. Summers trying to stay hot from the same spot, but the sophomore leaves it short. Able to track down his own miss, though, off the bounce. 9 rebounds for Summers. Meanwhile, Ellis pull up. It's going to draw a foul on the floor.
Still getting 2 shots.
Against the defender, Toscano, and you're right, it's double bonus. So 2 coming up here for Ellis with 2:15 remaining.
I got to be honest, I'm kind of I'm getting sick of guys flopping today, too. I'm getting tired of it. So it's happened a lot. They've done it because of the 3 and 4 fouls situation, and I'm just getting tired of it. All guys are just falling backwards all the time, flopping. It's starting to look like a soccer game. Don't turn a game that's a great game into a soccer game all of a sudden, right?
All right, Ellis going to take a deep breath here. He's done a little bit of everything as predicted. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, and a big free throw here to bring his team back within a possession. 77-74, still 1 more to go. Toscano, after picking up his 4th foul, is going to check out. He slaps 5 with Coach Moreno. So the Bulldogs are going to go with Braga, Aiden O'Connell, Bedoyan, Lafferty, and Soden. Free throw is good. Ellis, 2 for 2 trip. We got a 2-point game again at 77-75.
Now you got to get a stop without fouling, right? Get a stop without fouling. Come down, have a good possession, try and score. So they're just man pressing, trying to slow them down. And Bike has 4. If he fouls out, they're done. They're not going to win.
Bike's got to be careful. Ellis on the bench also has 4 fouls for Trinity. Bedoyan off the ball. Screen stolen by Bike. Here we go. 2-on-2. Bike to the hole is fouled. Able to lean into the contact.
Good call. That's a good call.
And he's going to have a chance to tie the basketball game with now less than 2 minutes remaining.
He's just going up left-handed. So if we look on the review, if you look at the replay, he goes up. He's left-handed. That's the side that your face is on. So you're going to get hit in the mouth if he just goes up normally, right?
Yeah,
right-handed guy, he's not going to get hit.
You saw the defender, Aiden O'Connell, reach for his nose where he took the hit. That's his 4th.
He's got to come out. He's bleeding. He's going to have to sit down until they get that squared away. But that's just on that face was on the wrong side. So replay.
Elbow got him right there in the nose, and O'Connell, who has been the engine for Bedford in the second half offensively, is going to have to sit at least for the moment as he gets attended to by the athletic trainer, Eric Gelinas.
He took a shot, though. That was a big shot. He took it tough, but you stick your face in there, and guys, see, like I've said before, how hard it is to play against a left-handed player. You're not used to it. You don't see where it is. And that elbow just goes right up, and that's, he's not sticking it out there. That's just a shot.
How about Bike 9 for 9? And now 10 for 10.
He doesn't miss free throws, so he doesn't make those mistakes. He does all the things you're supposed to do when you're a good player. He does those.
We're tied at 77. The last 4 have gone to Trinity. That has awoken the Pioneer fan base who has made the trip from nearby Manchester.
They got Dunker on Soden now. I think that's a good decision so that almost got away with a steal, but you don't want
a cheap foul here either. Trinity's
got foul.
10 team fouls each way, so double bonus both ways. And now Coach Moreno is going to call for a full timeout here to talk it over. The clock is inside of 90 seconds. Now 1:29 remaining. Timeout Bedford. As I mentioned, a full timeout. So Coach Moreno with something in mind here with the game tied at 77.
Well, I think you did a good job. They did a good job on Trinity's side by taking Tyler off of Soden because he was guarding him. You can go right at him. Dunker thinks he can guard him. I think they played against each other quite a bit. So Dunker wants to guard him, right? They grew up in the same area. They still probably talk to each other all the time. I don't know if they're friends or not, so we'll see how this goes or this plays out, right? Here's a good little fact. Jump ball goes to Trinity in this case as well.
Right.
So you want to make sure you're playing good defense. If you can get a jump ball, fine. Don't flop. Just play good defense. Get after it. You don't have to do anything. It's a tie.
I think that's the message for both head coaches here, hoping to see their teams finish hard the final 1:29 and possibly settle this in regulation. If not, a 4-minute overtime may await here. We'll have to watch and see. It's been a pleasure. We're glad to have you with us here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. We're presented by Beals Insurance. Trinity, the number 8 seed, looking to upset the top-seeded Bulldogs. These two teams met twice during the regular season, one officially, one unofficially. They split the 2 matchups. The rubber match here for all the marbles. It's also a rematch of last year's quarterfinal where Trinity was the top seed, and they sent Bedford home with a win on their home floor. So the Bulldogs, after trailing by as many as 18, they've got the basketball with the game tied at 77. O'Connell in the lane, no. Ball on the ground. Who wants it? Jump ball. And the Pioneers are going to have it via the possession arrow. So the jump ball goes to Trinity, and the Pioneers get the stop they were hoping for with 1:13 remaining.
Well, that was not the best shot. I don't know why he just decided to go 1-on-3 at that time. You don't want to see him do that. Patience. You're tied. They didn't nip. Now, not behind. You don't need a basket, dramatic fashion in any way.
All right, let's see how Trinity plays it now. They're going to give it to Bike. He's going to walk it unencumbered into the front court. Lafferty is the defender. His father, the head coach, waving his right arm right to his right. The junior with the basketball in his left hand. Looks for the ball screen from Summers. Now O'Connell switches on him. He's going to fire a three. It is short, and a weak side rebound is pulled in by Toscano for Bedford. Bulldogs get the stop they want. Up the floor, in O'Connell to the rim. Left-hand finish. A slashing move is going to give Bedford the lead. We're inside of 40 seconds, and now we're tied again as Bike goes to the hole.
And they don't want to foul. Toscano didn't want to foul because he has 4, but he should. He should have fouled him.
30 seconds to go. Trinity's fans again chanting defense. Coach Moreno is going to call for a timeout.
Well, why are we just going one-on-one all of a sudden, though? Any guy gets the ball, they're going one-on-1 or one-on-2 or one-on-3. Why are we doing that?
They're making shots, and they're riding the wave here as both teams have elevated their play down the stretch. 79 apiece, 24 seconds remaining. Coach Moreno has got a play in mind. He's got the clipboard in his left hand, the magic marker in his right, trying to make some magic here over the final 24 seconds. It's been an extraordinary effort for Bedford to erase an 18-point gap. They led by as many as 4 earlier in this fourth quarter. And it's just a shame that somebody's going to have to lose this game because both teams have played very well tonight. 34 points unofficially for the junior guard Luke Soden, leading the way for Bedford. And on the other side, Trinity's Tyler Bike. I'm not even sure how many he's got at this point.
He's got a bunch. But at the end of this game, at the end of this right now,
I think
there's
he's
24.
got 34 as well.
That's about right, yeah. So he just got a bunch. So right now you have 24 seconds. I'm taking the last shot. I'm going for the win. I'm going to go 1-4. I'm going to move the ball around. I'm going to go 1-4, come up, set a screen, attack the basket 1-4, get a 2-footer or a shot in the corner or a layup. Right? Save it for the last shot. Get it to your best ball handler.
Let's see if the Bulldogs do indeed play for the last shot here. We're down to 15 seconds.
You want the ball in the hand of Soden right now, or O'Connell apparently.
Lafferty's still with the basketball.
See, they're getting nothing right now.
Toscano to the hole. Off balance. No. Offensive rebound. Braga's fouled on the way up.
Here's my guy. He needs to make a free throw or two.
Thomas Braga, a chance to put Bedford ahead now with 2.4 seconds remaining.
If he makes these, Nick, it's over. If he makes these 2 free throws, 2.4 seconds, you can't move the ball up. You can't do anything else.
Braga has played well in this second half. Able to come through with the offensive rebound. And now a chance at the line where he's 1 for 2.
1 for 2, okay. So, you have pressure. You know what we talked about. Length goes long. It's
no good.
That's a little bit of adrenaline there. A little adrenaline, a little pressure. Combination.
One more. In and out, no good. Bike the rebound, and an immediate timeout is called by Trinity.
Oh, you gotta go. You gotta go. I can't believe my guy. Nick, my guy missed 2 free throws, my guy.
Well, he's played so well.
Oh, he has, my guy.
I'm not sure a professional could have knocked down one in this kind of an environment. Very loud, as you just heard. Trinity's fans have shown out, and they may be outnumbered on the road here tonight, but not by many. There's a big contingent of standing fans, all in black and red, behind the Pioneer bench, and they may have just kept this game, for their team at least, alive with 2.4 seconds. A couple of misses. Bike, to his credit, grabs a key rebound there for Trinity, his 7th tonight, to give his team a shot here with 2.4 seconds remaining.
So interestingly, though, 2.4 was on the clock.
2.9.
So they took 0.5 off. I mean, he called it immediately as soon as he got the ball in his hand. So I'll give him 0.5. I thought I couldn't see. I thought before it was a 9. So you're gonna have to go deep, right? If you want any kind of a shot, you're gonna have to go deep, get it past half court. I think, unless we're gonna see, hey, Sports Center, you ready?
Well, Trinity does have 2 timeouts left, right? So you can get it in near midcourt, call another timeout, depending on how much time you get, but
you'd have to throw it you'd have to throw it almost across half court
Into
and
the
get
front
the ball
court.
in the front court,
Right.
catch it, call timeout. Then you get 1 second maybe to shoot it, 1.5.
So we'll see. Bedford's not going to pressure the inbounder.
You just don't turn it over, right? I'm okay with that, but put a guy and just have him jump up and down. Don't let him throw it deep. Right now, do not let him throw it deep. That's what I'm saying.
Ellis, the inbounder for Trinity. Herman back to Ellis at midcourt, looking to get it off. No good, and we go to overtime. The crowd wanted to travel on the catch.
Yeah, there was all kinds of mistakes. He came in bounds too early. He traveled. There was 2 different things that they missed.
Either way, it's irrelevant now as we head to overtime, and why not? It's been...
Oh, somebody got tossed. Somebody got tossed. Get him out. They tossed the Bedford fan. The biggest guy in the gym probably, I think, too. He's out.
Well, it's been a fun one, and you hate to see somebody have to get ejected here at this point, but the officials doing a good job.
He's not leaving.
Of course, the administrators, the athletic director here, Corey Parker, doing a good job of keeping everybody somewhat calm here. Playoff-type atmosphere as expected. Passions running hot. Do-or-die spot. Trip to the semifinals on the line. If you're just joining us, Trinity led by as many as 18 back in the first half. They had a 10-point lead at halftime. Bedford took their first lead of the second half about midway through that fourth quarter. Trinity trailed by as many as 4. They rallied back, outscore the Bulldogs 6-2 over the final 2 minutes to force this overtime with the game tied at 79.
Yeah, and just a couple, things gone wrong, the missed free throws that could have won the game. And that would have been a hero. He comes off the bench. He plays a total of about 4 or 5 minutes. And that's too bad. I was rooting for him too. I was rooting for him to make those. I don't want to win. I don't care who wins, right? But I'm rooting for that guy right there at the line because the pressure's on. You want him to make the free throw. You feel good, like, oh, nice job. You made a free throw.
Meanwhile, Trinity, though, they survive. They get the big defensive rebound, and they force the overtime. So Trinity, the number 8 seed, hoping to advance. They'd also be the first road team to win, so far at least, in this Division I tournament. It's been chalk, so to speak, so far, with Nashua North prevailing earlier tonight over Exeter to punch their ticket to the semis.
And we got some foul issues to be concerned about. We
Yes.
got Ellis with 4. We got O'Connell with 3 or 4
He's got 4, and Bike has 4.
Mike has 4. Toscano has 4.
Yep.
And Brown is already fouled out.
Yep.
So we got fouled. We got any other play a guy can foul out here coming up.
Kazachansky for 3, looking for the lead for Bedford. No, Aiden O'Connell, yes.
The guy is everywhere this second half.
He's having a
Monster half.
monster second half / overtime period. He puts his team up 2. Meanwhile, Bike inside out for Summers. Bike got the party started for the Pioneers with 17 points in the first quarter. He's operating now with twice that, 34 and counting. Meanwhile, Ellis, tough shot, got it
Tough
anyway.
shot. Don't flop. We don't need to flop. Play good defense. Stay your hands up.
Tie fadeaway with the right hand. Ellis now with 14
that's
points.
it for Toscano. That is it for Toscano.
It's a moving screen against the senior, and he's the second Bulldog to foul out.
That's it. That's it. That's an offensive foul situation, so there's no double bonus. I think they're hoping for it. Trinity begging for it. They want to shoot free throws, but there's no free throws there for that.
No. That's a big blow. He's a starter, and he's going to foul out here, finishing with 8 points and 3 rebounds unofficially.
Yeah, you know what? He did what he was supposed to do. He made a couple shots that he needed to make. He played okay.
Got his father, mother, and grandparents in the crowd off to our left. 2 of his older brothers here as well. So the Pioneers with the basketball. The game tied at 81. We move inside of now 3 minutes remaining in overtime. Coach Bike is on his feet at the end of the Trinity bench. Bedford in a man-to-man defensively. Ellis off the ball screen, gives it over to Bike. He's had the hot hand. 3-pointer.
No, he still has the hot hand. Oh, my goodness.
Tyler Bike,
Oh, my goodness.
37 and counting. Bulldogs down 3, make it down 1 as Aiden O'Connell to the rescue in the lane with another leaner.
He's going to get 40 today.
1 point game again, 2.5 to go. Bike one-on-one against Braga. Inside out, Ellis. Again, Coach Bike waving the arms. Back to Tyler, down the lane. Pull up, blocked by Braga. Herman gets to it. Summers for 3, up and in.
Got it. There he is. Summers off the bench. Nick, off the bench. key threes today off the bench.
How about unofficially 9 points, 9 rebounds for the sophomore? Meanwhile, a big take there. And
Soden
another bucket
again
for Luke Soden,
No call either. That
who
looked like
has 36 points
36.
of his own. Bike down the lane, left hand finish, 39 and counting.
Yeah.
89-85
Man.
Trinity, final 100 seconds. Pioneers with a 4-point lead. Bedford trying to cut it in half. O'Connell is fouled. Count it, and the foul.
Oh, wow. Now, see, there's a couple, the last couple that look like blocks to me. I mean, like charges to me, and they haven't called them. They've gone the other way.
Well, let's see. I don't know if he got there. Herman
It
knocked
was
down
really
on the
close.
play. Is
Here we
going to
go.
be hit with the foul, as we can see. Kind of
Moved.
leaned left.
Yep, he left. God, I
And
love the replay.
O'Connell, great job of drawing the contact. That's 4 on Herman, by the way. Aiden O'Connell, one more. Yes, and we are back to a 1-point difference at 89-88. Final 95 seconds. Bulldogs again will throw out the press. It's a 2-2-1. Bite, left hand. Back to the right, back to the left. Crosses over into the front court, and his father says, slow it down. Tyler says, forget that. He's going to fire a 3. Comes up short. Summers, his 10th rebound, comes on the offensive end off the front iron.
Summers has been great. He has been really great off the bench.
Bike off the ball screen. Over to Doherty. We're down to 1:10 to go. Doherty picks up the dribble. The freshman in trouble. And he's bailed out by his head coach.
Timeout. Good timeout. 106. You know what? Here we go, Nick. Here we go. They don't even need to shoot.
Right.
But they still look like they want to or they don't. They're confused. So what are you going to do? If I'm Coach Bike, I'm telling them right now, they have to have some kind of end of the game, almost like a delay, where you can just keep passing the ball, move, pass and cut, and then you know what? Make sure Bike has the ball in his hands,
right,
so he gets fouled and shoots free throws.
Well, as we know, it's a very fine line, right, to walk between protecting the lead, running out the clock, and then playing not to lose as well, right? So you got to find that balance if you're Trinity here with a 1-point lead.
Yes, and with 1 minute left, though, you can kind of play not to lose. You got 2 or 3 minutes left, you cannot play not to lose, because then your offense changes. You got, everybody gets kind of complacent and you don't attack anymore. But right now, with 1:06, you run your offense. Even if you have your motion offense, run your motion offense over and over and over again, right? And then make sure Bike has the ball in his hands, because they're going to have to foul early. I would foul, under a minute, maybe at 50 seconds, I would foul early, just to give yourself a chance, in case they miss free throws or they make them. You got to be able to come down and score.
As we know, double bonus the rest of the way. 1:06 remaining here in Bedford. The winner moves on to the semifinals. These two teams met twice already this season. Each team split. Bedford won on this floor in the regular season matchup. The Pioneers won in the Christmas tournament.
Fitting. It's a fitting type of game when each team wins the first one, or wins a game.
Bedford looking for a stop, down by 1. Trinity, the basketball out in front, 89-88, as we hit 1 minute remaining here in overtime. And it's a steal by Soden. Soden to the rim. He's got the layup, and Bedford's got the lead.
Costly turnover. You got to have the ball in the hands of your best ball handler.
1-point edge for the Bulldogs. Their first lead in overtime. Bike to the rim. Can't get it off the glass. Bedoyan with the rebound for Bedford. Bulldogs with the ball in a 1-point lead. Down to 35 seconds here in overtime. Soden unchallenged for the moment, still with the dribble near midcourt. Coach Pike trying to direct the defense here. Somebody's got to give a foul. We're down to 20 seconds, and finally O'Neal will give it.
They didn't understand what to do. Everybody just stood around. Bike has 4. He can't foul.
It's going to stop the clock with 22.7 remaining.
Turnovers. Nick, turnovers at the end of the game with young players, right? And just not a good pass, right? But that's okay. Maybe he can get the ball back, right? We want him to get the ball back, make up for that turnover.
Soden, who has been outstanding again tonight, one of the best pure scorers in the state, showing you why. Stat sheet is a mess, but I estimate he's approaching 40 at this point.
Very close.
21 in the first half.
Again, he's got a bunch.
Free throw, good. Big answer there for Bedford. They get 2 at the line. They lead by 3. And they have now scored 7 straight here in overtime, and they leave Trinity with just 22.7 seconds remaining. But Still only a one-possession difference, and as we know, there's plenty of three-point shooters over there in the Trinity huddle.
Exactly. However, if I am Bedford right now, I let them bring the ball up the court. As soon as they cross half court, I foul.
Yep.
Put them at the free throw line. They shoot 2, and I'm fouling if I can deny Bike the ball. Don't let him catch it in the inbound. Right now, the press has worked pretty well in terms of getting other guys have the ball in their hands. Not Bike. He doesn't have the ball in his hands all the time in the press because other guys are getting open.
Right.
So you deny him the ball. You make sure someone else catches it. Dribble up the floor, foul, 2 shots. And then that means Trinity has to foul again. Right? You've got to foul again because you're still going to be down 1. You don't want to let it go.
Or does Coach Moreno play it straight up and say, okay, you need a 3 to tie. Let's see if you can get it against this defense. If you miss, you get the board, then you're in really good shape with the basketball, right? But
yes,
either way.
Philosophical differences. It can be a philosophical issue for a coach to decide what they want to do, too.
Right, of course. And that's what we're about to find out, which is part of the fun. Pioneers with it. Let's see what Bedford does. They're going to let it roll to midcourt before Ellis picks it up. Clock starting to tick down now. Ellis spin move inside. Power move. Good off the glass. Clock continuing to run inside of 15 seconds. Ball comes to Aiden O'Connell. Still ticking down to 10 seconds. And finally, Ellis gives it, and that's his 5th. He's upset with his teammates.
Yeah, but he has 4 fouls. He's worried. You can't, at that point now, you can no longer worry.
Ellis
no longer worry.
He's going to foul out. He's the first Pioneer to do so. And he's going to finish with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 in the second half, 16 in the game.
Good game for him. He played really well, especially in the second half. He played hard, got some good baskets, went to the hole hard.
And unfortunately, his night is done. The junior still pretty animated at the head of the Pioneer bench. Meanwhile, 2 shots for Aiden O'Connell, and he leaves the first short. It's his first miss since halftime.
Now you can't foul. Now, right? Because you're going to end up maybe with a tie. So if he makes this 2-point game, you don't want to give up an easy open 3 either.
Got that.
Bike, get the ball back in his hands. He's going to attack the basket, or is he going to shoot a 3?
5 seconds to go. 93-91. Bike. Summers for the lead and the win. Off target. Kazaczynski the rebound, and that is it. Bedford, after trailing by as many as 18 back in the first half, they rally back on their home floor, and they win it in overtime by a final score of 93-91. The top seeds still alive as they advance to this week's semifinals. A very hard-earned win on their home floor over the 8th-seeded Pioneers. Trinity, they give it all they got.
They did.
But in the end, it ends up being Bedford's night by a final score of 93-91 in overtime.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised at the end. I mean, hey, man, Summers has been hitting those corner 3s, so I get it. But I'm surprised. Down 2, I'm surprised Tyler didn't just go all the way to the basket and try and lay it up. I mean, he's got to be dead, though. He has to be exhausted, too.
Yeah, he had 2 or 3 defenders in the area as well. Summers got a decent look at it there at the end, but it just was not meant to be. Bulldogs hang on and await the winner of Nashua South and Bishop Girton. And speaking of the Purple Panthers and the Cardinals, we'll check in on that game. We'll check in on the entire tournament in just a moment, plus a full recap with stats and highlights on the way here from Bedford. Bulldogs hang on. They get it done at the Doghouse. 93-91 the final in overtime. Back in a moment. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Hey, I'm Chad, the owner of New Hampshire iPhone Repair. We're New Hampshire's most trusted and affordable repair shop for your iPhone, iPad, iPod, and even Android needs. Don't worry, we're affordable, reliable, and we back our parts with a lifetime warranty. And you know what the best part is?
No, what?
We can repair your phone while you wait.
I know, that's why I'm here.
Oh, I know, Mrs. Green. Here's your iPad, good as new. Bring your phone into New Hampshire iPhone Repair today.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit newhampshiretomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Buy local and save big. For over 26 years, Spectrum Monthly has been providing great local offers from businesses in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, delivered to your mailbox every month. Spectrum is chock full of savings from your favorite businesses. From local restaurants and retail stores to entertainment, fitness, and home improvement services. You'll have easy access to thousands of dollars in savings, including exclusive offers for Spectrum readers. Every month, enter our readership contest for a chance at winning cash and local gift certificates. Spectrum Monthly, no one brings you better offers.
93-91 is the final in overtime. Bedford survives. The Bulldogs erase an 18-point deficit in the first half. Force overtime after 4 quarters found us tied at 79. And then get the job done in the extra session and hang on despite what could have been a potential game winner at the very end. The final closing seconds for Jaden Summers, not meant to be.
No, but he got a good look.
Did get a good look. Bedford survives. Let's see. Story really of two halves. Trinity, as we mentioned, came out blazing, led by the junior point guard Tyler Bike. Had 17 points in the first quarter. Pushed that total up to 22. His team led by as many as 18, as I mentioned, held a 45-35 edge at the break. Bedford kept in the game by junior Dylan Soden's 21 first half points. Second half, Bedford takes their first lead about midway through the fourth quarter on the heels of Aiden O'Connell's monster second half. How about 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 24, 26.
Holy mackerel.
28, 30, 32 in the second half.
32 second half points with foul trouble. With
foul
three
trouble,
fouls.
limiting his minutes in the first half. He ends up with 34 points. Luke Soden, by the way, doubled his halftime total in the second half in overtime, so he finishes with 42 points.
42.
And is officially the game-size scorer. On the other side, we mentioned Bike, 22 in the first half. He ends up with 39.
39. And your unofficial is usually official, so that usually works out pretty good. I feel good about that.
He was also perfect, 10 for 10 at the free throw line, 8 for 8 after halftime. Jaden Summers off the bench, the sophomore, nearly a double-double, 9 points, 9 rebounds. Devon Ellis ended up fouling out in this one, but the junior had 16 points, 12 of those after halftime. And 2 other double-figure scores for the Pioneers as well. Freshman Kevin Doherty had 10 points, 7 in the first half, and 10 for the sophomore Sean O'Neill. So Bedford survives. This crowd was nervous at times tonight. It looked like you saw the parents had some long faces at one point in that second quarter, but as the Bulldogs came back, this crowd really came alive, and it was fun. A spirited back and forth. Trinity got plenty of support on the road as well, but in the end, the top seed advances 93-91.
Yeah, and the top seed should advance most of the time, but because of this rivalry situation that is brewing, Bedford is still relatively new. Who is their rival? Is their rival BG? Is their rival Central? No. Memorial? No. Kind of leaning toward their rival being Trinity, sort of a burgeoning new rival situation, right? So they got the most out of their best players. Their best players played well on both sides.
Yeah.
The mistakes were made sometimes by the guys that don't play quite as much. Little mistakes, younger players make small mistakes, but that's okay. They live to play another day. It was a fun game to watch. It was intense. There's missed free throws, there's made free throws, momentum shifting back and forth. I had no idea who was going to win. At one point, I thought for sure Trinity might win. And then my whole mind frame switched. The crowd didn't know. Nobody knew. But it was just a great game.
No lead was safe. You know that, as both these teams could go up down the floor and score in the blink of an eye. And that's what we saw tonight, a terrific basketball game here in Bedford. So the Bulldogs will head to the semifinals for the first time under head coach Frank Moreno. Of course, the deepest they've ever been in a Division I tournament was the championship round under former head coach Mark Elmendorf back in 2017. So it's been 6 years now, yeah. And Bedford is back in that semi-final spot as the top seed. Who will they play?
We know
now, yep. And we're going to give it to you. BG, they advance after knocking out South 48-45 in the quarterfinal. That game just went final. No, Ben played a joke on me. He reversed the order. South is actually the winner, 48-45. He had the score right, but the teams were switched. So South, I apologize.
Oh, we did that on purpose.
To fans on both sides of that, but South with the win, 48-45. So they are going to face Bedford at a neutral site, which the NHIAA still is not revealed as of this moment. I wonder
what they'll decide there. Maybe
that should, I think, come in either tonight or in the early hours tomorrow morning. We'll know by this time we know tomorrow where the semis will be held. We know South and Bedford will be one half of that bracket. The other half will feature Nashua North. They advanced earlier today, 58-55 over Exeter, ending the Blue Hawks season in the quarterfinal round. And as of right now, no word between Pinkerton and Wyndham in that 2-7 matchup for the final spot in the Final Four. So that just about does it. We were hoping that Coach Moreno would emerge from the Bulldog locker room so we could get a quick word with the Bulldog head coach. But
he might have passed out.
I don't
know. He might have gone down. I would have needed some ice on my body and jump in the ice bath or something.
Yeah, he may be in the shower.
He might come up now. I think he might come up now.
Yep. And he is going to join us, so Justin's going to politely surrender his headset. And we've got Coach here joining us live. We appreciate it. Going to get him all situated here following a 93-91 victory. All right, Coach. A scary moment for your crew, right? You're not used to trailing by 18 at any point this season, I'd imagine, and nevertheless, the first real taste of adversity comes in a do-or-die spot, and your guys responded.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for words. The first half was our worst nightmare. Nothing was going right. They were hitting everything. Tyler I think he had 6 threes in the first half. We knew that he was going to get his, and the goal was to contain everyone else. But yeah, they really, really were hitting shots early, and we clawed back a little bit, and I think it was like 12 at half. And we told the guys when we got into halftime, it was like, hey, we've been in this situation before. We were down against South, and we were able to come back and win. And, yeah, they just fought and clawed. And, Aiden and Luke were just awesome in the second half.
How about 42 unofficially for Luke Soden and 34 unofficially for Aiden O'Connell? If my math is correct, that's 76 between two guys.
Yeah, they've been our go-to guys all season long, we were lucky Sean Toscano hit a couple of threes early in the game just to keep it somewhat under control. We got some great minutes from Thomas Braga coming off the bench in the second half defensively and rebounds, and I think he had a putback. But, yeah, Luke and Aiden are our go-to guys. Luke is under the weather, actually. He's been sick for the past 2 days, so he was taking fluids all day, and wow. He fought through a lot of adversity, and I couldn't be prouder of every one of them.
Was it those two guys as well behind the scenes at halftime in the huddle that were trying to calm their teammates down? I mean, you mentioned obviously the scoring numbers bear that out, but who are the leaders in what may have been the darkest moment of the season for you guys so far?
A lot of times it's Luke, but I have to say tonight it was Toscano and Lafferty. You know, they're seniors and they stepped up, and Caden Brown too before he fouled out. They're like, guys, let's just keep fighting, keep chipping away. We said it in timeouts. We said it, you know, between quarters. You know, I must have heard it 4 or 5 times. I said, chip away, we're fine. So they were, you know, Sean is a really good calming presence when things get crazy. So, yeah, those two guys in particular really were vocal tonight, and Caden as well.
You mentioned Nashua South. They're next up.
They
beat BG earlier tonight, 48-45. What can you tell us at this point?
They got a really good 2-3 zone. When we played there, they sat in that 2-3 zone, and we didn't hit a lot of shots early in the game, and you know, that really caused some problems for us. So, you know, we've been working on our zone offense, you know, in case we faced a team like that. They've got Castanagüe and Caruso who can just light it up from everywhere. And, you know, Nate just rolls guys in. You know, he goes deep into his bench, so those guys are always fresh. So we know we got our work cut out for us for sure. It's no gimme.
Enjoy this one, Coach.
Thanks. I really appreciate you guys being here.
Appreciate it. That's, again, head coach Frank Moreno joining us here after a 93-91 overtime victory for his club. Bedford going to face Nashua South in the semifinals, which comes your way, of course, a few days from now. Let's welcome back in my partner, Justin Gorham. And, Justin, your final thoughts here on what has become an instant classic here, an overtime thriller, a 2-point Bedford win.
Well, I just think both coaches did a really good job motivating players and kind of designing things that would work against each other. They played each other twice. They know what they do, right? They know how to attack their zone, their man, all that stuff. Today's game came down to the best players just asserting themselves and being better. And Bedford's 2 best players, 32 points, you said, in the second half for O'Connell. 41, right? 41 or 42 for
I got
Soden.
42, right?
42
21 on each side of halftime.
Right, so they stepped up, and when you have 2 players like that that can score like that, most of the time in high school you're going to win games.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. I mean, it came down to that.
And overall, Bedford has now won 14 straight, obviously including the regular season. So Bulldogs and Purple Panthers on one half of the semifinal bracket coming up later this week. Again, check in with the NHIAA and their website, NHIAA.org, for the scheduling information there. We'll be underway broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS network. So once again, a 93-91 win for Bedford in overtime. Want to thank the sponsors tonight: Beals Insurance, MG Sports Fundraising, New Hampshire iPhone Repair, the New Hampshire Tomahawks, and Spectrum Monthly. Appreciate working with them. Of course, the athletic director here at Bedford High, Corey Parker, my good friend. Appreciate working with him all season long. Of course, our family here at Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, our dual videographers, once again doing a bang-up job on the weekend to boot, John Barron and Kat Doyle. And, of course, the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. The whole thing overseen by the unseen hand, the big man in the big chair, executive producer Steve Beals, down in sunny Florida. For my partner, Justin Gorham. My name, Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time. Bedford 93, Trinity 91 in overtime. This has been a presentation of the 2023 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Quarterfinals, right here on Friday Night Lights New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.